Okay, so now I'm going to do some, because our offer this month is the kudos customer offer, or the kudos is includes our Splurge Cream Shadow. I'm going to show you how to apply some of our eye makeup as well in the splurges, and I'll use Happy, which is a grey blue lilac colour, and I'll use Victorious, which is our sort of natural beige colour, and I'll show you how to do the makeup on hooded lids for that. Okay, so I'll get my cream shadow brush, which is that one there. Looks like that. Perfect for applying cream shadow. I always have a shine wipe on hand, because that helps to clean the brushes after each use. So that's our shine wipes. Brilliant for wiping the makeup off as well. I love our shine wipes, they really are good. They're just like washcloths, you know. Gets the makeup off without any pulling, dragging, horribleness on the skin. Doesn't cause any stinging. It's all like real natural products. It's lovely. Perfect. So my brush is now cleaned up a little bit, and I'm going to apply the Victorious. I'll put a little bit of the Victorious on the end of my splurge brush, and I'm going to work across, and I'm doing sort of where the crease ends or starts, just up to the crease, and just putting a bit of the Victorious in there, and that highlights and obviously illuminates that lid a bit more, which then makes that look bigger. So that's the idea. You want to make that area look bigger rather than that area, and we want to shrink this down a little bit, because the bigger this is and the more highlighted this is, the more it's going to close this bit off and make that look smaller. So as I say, I'm still learning and I'm still practicing this technique, but I have found it really does work. So it's really important, try not to go too high up, because again, if you highlight any bit above the crease, it's going to make your eye look smaller. So you can see I've gone onto that bit there, so just wipe that off. Like so. There we go. So that's that. And then with the darker, the Happy, I do more on the end, and we're going to work in. Now I want to create a false crease, so I'm going to kind of open my eyes up a bit and do my crease above my natural crease and create a false crease, if that makes sense. To shrink this top bit down. And you can go into a V here, that's absolutely fine. So blend it into your winged eyeliner if you like. See how amazing this applies, it's fantastic stuff, it really is nice. So a cream shadow applies like a cream, it goes on really smoothly, it really glides on, but it dries like a powder. So you don't have, usually when I've used cream shadows before, it was a big no-no because they just stayed shiny. You look up and you get all the creases and everything, it was awful, but this is lush. Really, really nice. So I'm going to try and do this eye and try and get it matched up as best I can. Okay. And if you want to emphasise that winged liner afterwards, you can always go over it again. La 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 la, like so. So you can see we've really shrunk that space down on here. There's like literally like from there to there. If I've just put the light on the top, all that would have been like just way. I'd look like the Queen of Hearts from Alice in Wonderland, like massive, like where her eyebrows are up here type thing. And she's got this big space between her eyebrows and her eyelids. So you can see that's kind of, you know, shrunk that space down. Really does make a difference. Okay. And then what you can do afterwards is go over the lighter area with a light powder. Whoops. So from the Addiction Palette 3, again, I'm going to go for a light. You can go for a light shimmer. That's absolutely fine, but be careful with the shimmer, because if it gets onto the top bit, you're just highlighting that bit. So I'm going to use our deluxe brush, which is this one here, and I'm going to just put that in the middle, just above where my eye iris is. That's the right, I think it's called the iris, the coloured bit of my eye. So just going to highlight that colour bit there. And you can see that really, you only have to look at that to that. That's really kind of opened that bit up. And then I'm going to do that on the same, on this side. So nice, this colour is Smitten. I love palette 3 at the moment, it's my favourite. It's one of my best sellers too. I've sold a lot of these palettes, the palette 3. And then I'm going to do Smitten again with a little bit of Determined, and I'm going to do that as a highlight under my brow. Because we do want a little bit of lift under there, but you've got to be careful not to bring it too far down, because again, if we over highlight this bottom bit, it's just going to make it look bigger again. So we want to highlight under the brow just to lift the brow line and to emphasize the brows, but we don't want it to come too far down as to make our top lids look big again, which I've probably done, but as I say, I'm still practicing, so it gives you an idea. It's only an idea. There we go. And then the next part is to take your shader brush, which is your sponge applicator at one end. You can see sponge applicator one end, and then your angled shadow brush, that one there, and then we just blend. And what I also do sometimes after I've blended, and again to just highlight, not highlight, but emphasize that crease, I then sometimes put a little bit of the black, again with using the angled brush. So the Irate, this one here, and then really put that in to darken up that crease. Like so. Do that this side. Dee. Need to draw that line back in, it's kind of lost it a little bit. You can see how once you start applying the makeup and blending, it doesn't look as horrendous as when I first showed you. Well, I hope it doesn't anyway. Such a shame because I can't go live because I've got rubbish internet here and it won't let me. So it would have been nice to sort of interacted with you on this, and you could have asked questions and you know, had my little hearts and likes and things if I'm getting it right and you can see it nice. But that's what you get when living in the countryside, you see. So there we go. I'm going to just, on the back of my hand, because I don't want to wet my brush yet, I'm just going to wipe off the excess and then I'm going to start blending again, just to blend, because it just softens the lines up. And then we can then get our liner brush again and we can just go over our eyeliner just one more time. So we just bring out that line again. I'm only doing the outer corner. There you go. You see that? So we do a lot of wiping up and cleaning, but it's not that difficult really, and it does take a bit of practice. There we go. So that's that. I'm just going to wash that off. I've got a nice clean brush ready to go back in my tool roll. Again, I'm going to just blend underneath. Now, I haven't got this at the moment, but what I am looking to order next is the white eyeliner, which I can then put in my waterline, which will then bring that and make the eyes look a bit more open. So that is the eye shadow for hooded lids. I hope that looks good for you. I'm quite happy with it. And again, if you've kind of rubbed off a bit of your eyebrow, you can put that back again with your pencil or your shadow angle brush, however you wish to do it. It's absolutely fine, it's up to you. So that's that, and then I am going to apply the mascara.